Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. We're not doing that. I asked you all to ask me questions. Many of you obliged. Let's do it. This first one's actually really good. Do you have any hot takes about glam jobs? I don't know if it's so much of a hot take, but I feel like nobody wants us to get paid. And I don't mean like everyone. No, actually, I kind of mean everyone. If you're not in the field, most people have this like mentality that because we're in the arts or we got our degree in something related to the arts, that we like deserve to not be paid a living wage. It's crazy to me. The very same people who would say like that the federal minimum wage is too low and we should raise it, like they're not inherently like bad or anti-human people, but then they hear like that you work in the arts and it's like, oh, you should have been a plumber. It's crazy to me. But I guess my other hot take is like two-part. In our industries, like within the arts, right, we are so object focused. Duh. But here's what I mean. So I've worked in an auction house and I've worked at a museum, and in both places the objects and their well-being were before the humans that worked there, or even the visitors in the museum case, right? I could not believe the amount of time in my life that I've had to say, so like people before objects, right? That to me is also very odd. I know I just made the case of like, what we do is important and you know, we should be paid. That's true, but it can also be true that people and their needs supersede the objects. Just saying. What made you decide to do art history? Okay, I actually didn't know that I wanted to pursue art history until I started college, and I got very, very fortunate in that I ended up knowing on day one that I wanted to do art history, but the journey there was a little weird. I thought for sure I would be like a journalist or a writer of some kind, and honestly just because I was good at writing but just like terrible at everything else. So I thought, okay, well I have to do like English or journalism or whatever. So when I applied to college, I actually applied as an English major. And then I took art history during that senior year, AP art history. I literally took it because I didn't want to take ceramics or drawing. Obviously, it's not because I think those things are not important. I am bad at art. Like, I can't make art. That's another thing. People ask art historians all the time, do you make art? Are you an artist yourself? And sometimes when I say no, people are shocked. I guess it's because artists can be art historians, but not every art historian is an artist, and it's because I'm terrible at it. I actually think part of my fascination with art history is I am like amazed every time I see something that a person can do that. So anyway, I wasn't good at art. I'm still not good at art. So I knew in my mind that like an AP class would be easier for me than ceramics. I guess that explains a lot about me like being an academic now. So I ended up taking AP art history and I loved it so much. It just was the most amazing course I'd ever taken in high school, like my whole life. So fast forward to the spring, I've already gotten into wherever I'm going, and I'm an English major or a journalism major, like depending on the school. Take the AP art history exam. It's long. We're in an auditorium with no air conditioning because it was Germany and it was hot. When I was done, I said to one of my really good friends, I could have done that like for another 6 hours. Like if they had said, sit down, we're taking the exam over again, I would have been so happy. And he looked me in the face. He was like, then that's what you should do. So that's how I picked art history. I mean, when I got to freshman orientation, everything said journalism, and I was like almost like borderline offended. I was like, no, that has to change. I'm an art history major now. Like, even though I was the one who put that on my application, like, I forgot to film an outro. Of course I did. But thank you for your questions. That was really fun. If you have any more, leave them below. You can leave them in a comment, and please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment if you have other questions. I'm glad to answer.